the next thing that we have coming up here, let me slide past you. I'm
All
going to
right.
go ahead and I'm going to bring the rest of the folks here into the conversation. And what we're doing is kind of a bit of a impromptu session this morning to kind of fill things out before we have John Conrad on. Uh, I just wanted to maybe chat about some cool new gets, some cool acquisitions, some things you have added to your collection recently. I know that we all this is that time of year where there's different community events, there's yard sales, there's people that get in and out of the hobby all the time that reach out and just say, hey, don't you collect such and such? Wouldn't it be great if I could just move this over to your house? It's going to look great in your basement. It looks terrible in mine. And so I am sure that everybody here has gotten some new cool piece of kit recently. And I thought maybe we could take a couple of minutes and just chat about that. Anybody want to raise your hand and go first? Chris, let me
I'll
swap
go first.
places with you and I'll make you big.
All right. Thank you, Ron. Yeah. So I just wanted to highlight a couple things. So the first one I have is not Apple II, but this is a game called Realms of Antiquity, The Shattered Crown. And it is a new role-playing game. It was written by Adam Haas of Quixotic Software. And so in the same spirit as Nox Archaist, it's a kind of the Ultima style game, and it comes with floppy disks and a cloth map and a manual. And so I've really been enjoying that. And so that is the first item that I have. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there might still be some box sets available if you just search for the Shattered Crown and Quixotic Software. You should find it. And then the next thing I have to show is actually from Roger Wagner, and he sent me some of you might know Roger. He's a longtime KansasFest attendee and actually started many of the traditions of KansasFest, including the tie contest named after him. And I believe the Bite the Bag contest was also started by Roger. But he has been donating many of his items to KansasFest over the years. And he sent me a box a couple months ago with some things to scan. And so that was mostly some dealer manuals, a lot of Apple III things. And so that'll be good to get those things out on the Internet Archive. But inside the box was this kind of mysterious service manual, and it's a couple hundred pages. No information about who the publisher or the author is, other than it says something about published by Data Line, DATA-line. And so we don't really know much about it, but it's fascinating because it is just this guide to everything about the Apple II computer, nuts to bolts, soup to whatever the phrase is. It talks about hardware, software, how to fix things, how to program, has a full reference guide for the assembly. And it's really interesting just from maybe, all of that information is out there somewhere else, I'm sure. But just from a historic perspective of what a particular dealer or distributor thought that people needed to know about their computer and was willing to put together all of that information and publish a book that was, I don't know even whether this was sent to people or they had stores or something that they distributed to, but it's just kind of a fascinating relic of kind of that era of computing and what people were doing just to get information out there.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's me.
All right. Nice. Okay. Who's next?
Sure, I'll volunteer something. This is not a new acquisition, but it remains incredibly useful.
Yeah.
I've had this for decades. It's just a floppy disk notcher, but I had no money to buy new floppy disks. Now I suddenly doubled my disk capacity. Yes, I could have used a scissors or a hole punch or something like that, but I wanted it to be perfect. I was always worried about cutting in the wrong place and causing more damage.
Very nice. Well, Martin is going to go ahead and let us all know about that famous bridge down under. It's been really great that he's been able to set up there all day today just to kind of monitor. I guess Martin will be back in just a second. So here, I'll go real fast while he's collecting things. But if you're like me, and I know I am, I love old Apple ephemera, and recently picked this up. This is a little thing that Apple would send out. It actually says, "Here's the Apple desktop media or material rather that you requested," and basically this is just a sales tape. There's a VHS tape inside, a little business card, and some other things. But this was for a basically just a promotion, trying to let people know that, hey, you can make neat things with the Macintosh. And I would agree, there's some neat stuff you can make. The other thing that I really like, and I picked up a bunch of these recently, is I collect Palm Pilot stuff. I was kind of an early adopter of the Palm Pilot back in the day. I had the original, like, I don't remember. They were just called like personal and professional, I think, back in the beginning, and then they called them like the 1000 and started numbering them and things. But mine is so old; it was made by U.S. Robotics. So, but I've collected them ever since. I love the things. I recently picked up an accessory that I've wanted for a very long time, which is the Rand McNally GPS module for the Palm Pilot. And actually, why buy one when you can buy two for twice the price? So this is a complete in-box example, which is not impossible to find, but they are not as common as they were at one time. I mean, made in the millions, don't get me wrong. But the thing that's kind of cool about this is that if you were a hiker, if you were an outdoorsman, you were a person that just really enjoys getting out to nature, this is a module that you would purchase. And this also, kind of forward thinking, includes mounts for the car and a little hand strap that would go here. So as you're hiking, this is all kind of formed to your hands, so that would be comfortable. But no, the whole idea is that you would download your maps and everything, you install the application on your Palm Pilot, and then pop that in, and you would be able to get real-time, or at least as real-time as you could on a Snapdragon processor, location updates using GPS. And so it is my intention at some point in the future to do like a quick video where I actually, keeping in mind that the software is now like 20 plus years old, go to somewhere that it's like a very like you don't have to worry about new roads having been created, but I'm going to actually use this to go somewhere at some point for a video. But I love that stuff. Graham, did you have anything you want to share? Or Martin, did you have anything you want to share?
I have something after everybody else goes I wanted to show.
Okay. Well, we'll do Martin next. If Martin's got something.
I do have
Okay.
something. I think I have to kill this harbor bridge in the background before the camera will work though. So let's try going au naturel.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so this is from earlier this year, and this is an AMDEC Amber 12-inch monitor.
Very nice.
And everyone's got lots of greenies, and I have been looking for an amber one for probably 5 years.
Nice.
I ordered a Zenith one off of eBay. It arrived in one piece, but it didn't work, and it was never promised that it would work. So, maybe at our next in-person KansasFest, Sark knows a lot about CRTs. I'll see what he can do for me. This one works. The problem was it was badly packed, and it arrived with some giant holes around the base of the case here.
Oh man!
Now you're looking at where those holes were.
Mm-hmm.
I got all the pieces and I put the jigsaw puzzle back together.
That's great.
This section here was just a gaping hole, and all the little pieces were in the box. So I very carefully took it apart. I read all about killing yourself by opening up a CRT, and I decided to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I was able to take it all apart. I just used 100% acetone from the local supermarket with a Q-tip.
Nice.
Just sort of very lightly painted it on, and it kind of welded the plastic bits back together again. I am super pleased with how it turned out, and I hit the guy up for a partial refund too because he did a bad job packing. So yeah, so I got it for about $40 in the end, which is an absolute bargain for these units these days.
Wait,
Nice.
Martin, did you have to spray paint it or something afterward to? No, it just
No, looks pretty good.
That's
no.
amazing.
I just I did a little bit of very light sanding, just to even up the sharp edges a little bit, and it's I wouldn't say it's undetectable, but it's certainly, it's not going to irritate me.
Okay, so what you're saying is all those people who post on the Facebook page about their busted monitors that arrive, they should just send them to you for repair?
Yeah.
Yes, they should send them to me, and I'm sure they'll get even better in the process of being shipped yet again.
Yes.
Yep. Or Martin can do a session at next KFest on how he fixed this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I think I just told you pretty much everything. Yeah. I'll put some photos up on Apple Fritter or something like that.
Cool.
Just because I'm so incredibly proud of myself.
Nice. All right, Jay.
All right. Yep. I'll go quick here. I just wanted to show something that was really cool that I found here. So let me share my screen here again, and I will go ahead and show you a picture of this. Can everybody see this? So
Yeah.
As people know, this was many KansasFests ago. I showed off the Apple Dealer Diagnostic Card, and then I'm making them. I have a 2018 version that I made, which was a reverse engineer of that. Well, I actually found the guy who designed these and built these for Apple. I trying to get an interview with him, and he had a bunch of stuff in his basement. And oddly enough, he had this. This is a card that was made for the Apple Dealer Diagnostics that was never released to the dealers. It was a prototype. So he made this. He had like 3 of these up there. I have this, and I have one that's a blank circuit board that he sent me. So I've been digging into this. It uses the same ROMs as the diagnostic card that, the old Dealer Diagnostic Card. But it's a prototype, and it checks the power rails for you. I haven't quite figured out what this diode array and resistor array do over here, or what the 9-pin DB9 connector does here. But yeah, this is something I found, and I'm going to be playing around with this. Another thing. Whoops! I went to infinity here. Hold on. Yeah. Wow. Another one is this one, which he also had, which is exactly like the diagnostic card that I have. And I remember I found one with Apple II ROMs in it. This one actually has disk alignment ROMs in it. So it'll actually run the disk alignment program that Apple created many, many years ago, but it's actually in ROM. So it works just like the diagnostic card with the switch. You flip it up, and then it'll run, the disk alignment software. It's funny, I made these ROMs available up on Apple II Enthusiasts. Literally a day later, somebody in Ireland had one of these cards for sale. So, for this, so it's like, grab the ROMs and, or is selling the cards over in Ireland. But yeah, those are my 2 interesting things that I found.
Very neat. Actually, okay. Well, bye, Jay. Let's take a second and let's take a look at the cool stuff that people have been sharing out on Discord. Walter says, "Hey, I finally got an Apple III last year at VCF Midwest. Not working, but fixed it up. All good now. ROM upgraded to boot from the FujiNet, and SP to SD as well. Also picked up a Laser 128EX. Very cool." Eric says, "I've got a black 2C and makes a great centerpiece for a dining room table," which seems like exactly how things run at my house until I'm told to move things off the dining room table. G-Ran says, "I recently picked up an Apple extended keyboard too, watching for an 80B Wombat to be back in stock." So that's cool. DJ Pop Tart says, I recently visited my childhood home, and my dad and I found our old collection of books, and now they are proudly displayed and used in my retro room. Nice. Ken says, a floppy disk notcher was among the props I'd bring to the first night of class each semester. My students could never figure out what it did. Dan Henderson is showing off his Apple, this looks like an Apple IIe, with one of those modern displays, those modern LCD multi-sync displays that I've seen. They're kind of, this was something, I guess, that came out kind of in the Amiga community, and everybody loves those. But, yep. Sam says, it's not new, but in 2017, I donated my Apple user group, Apple Computer 10-year anniversary package to the Computer History Museum. This predated my contributing anything to the Internet Archive, but I have scans of the documents and slides that I can upload. So very cool. Keep the conversation going out there. There's lots of neat stuff. We all find cool new toys all the time, and I love hearing about other people's success stories. So I guess we now are a minute or two into our break. Let's go ahead and we will take a quick break, and then we will be back with John Conrad, right?
No,
Or who? What?
State of Kansas.
State of Kansas.
Oh, State of Kansas Fest. I'm sorry. Okay. See you guys in just a minute.